So I've played her a little bit yesterday, so she's not like bare minimum. So she's got these perks. This one's about volting faster. The cooldown gets less and less as you level this up. Perk goes on cooldown. Bolts are 20% faster. Hardened has to do with unlocking chests, blessing a totem. I don't know, I'm too lazy for that. So next, rummage through the chest, gain 1 token, and then this has to do with doing generators faster. I like this one. These two, yes. The third one in the middle, not so much. So I think before she becomes more playable for me, definitely gonna have to level those up a little bit more. So in the meantime, my main generator push is gonna be this. Let's just start with her. I have these to use still. Oh, it's Trappa. Very nice. Oh, he saw me. He so saw me. Oh, maybe he didn't. Bye. What? Ooh. Why are you guys hanging out in the basement? But like, why? Literally, why? Okay, so oh crap. Chickens are definitely not easy to take care of. I had 2 of them. I named one Tuesday because of 2-piece Tuesday. If you know, you know. And then the other one was just Saturday because Saturday. So they fell out of a farming truck and we scooped them up and just took care of them in like a, I wouldn't call it a just a container, plastic container. And they were so teeny tiny, like they were baby chicks. And it only took them like maybe a month to grow into adult hens. But yeah, they did give us a lot of eggs, but they were really hard to take care of. And it was just 2 chickens. It is like Ooh. I don't even notice. Nope. It's very impulsive and compulsive. Please don't. Please don't. Okay. I'm just gonna do all these for the points. But yeah, we couldn't wait to eat the chickens. My dad was like, "You're not gonna kill these chickens." And chickens were killed. I had 0 emotional attachment to the chickens. Hello. I'm just gonna get away from the basement as far as I can. Woo. Oh, yeah. Bye, bear. Oh, bear with me. Hello. Oh, where's the thing? Oh, there's no thing. Okay, there's no thing. Whoa, okay. As long as I'm not in the basement, I'm Gucci. I'm Gucci Mane. Oh, okay, there's a thing there. What? That's an awkward place to have a trap. And then going back to what I was saying, like, you don't have organic chickens unless you raise them yourself. Same thing with deer. When I used to, I did a lot of research on how to process deer myself because I didn't want to pay somebody else to do it. It was just way too expensive and you just don't know what they're gonna do with it. What was really funny though is there was a leg sticking out of the cooler and we stopped by this place to eat lunch. When we went back, that leg was gone. Someone had seen the leg, I guess, and had taken it. Yeah, come after me. Ooh. Swerve. Oh, this is where I die, ain't it? This is where I fall. Oh, wait. Oh, there's nothing here either. How dare thee? Is this God palette? Oh, it is. This is God palette. Oh, there's a thing here too. Why this not? Poor Kay. Bye. This game is gonna suck. I'm not moving, so someone else needs to go get him. Oh, no one's gonna go get him. I know that now. Oh my gosh. Where are you going? Boom. I have no idea. I think this would be a good time to do the thing. Oh, they changed Iron Will so that it's 100% BTW. Lie detector determined, but that was a lie. See, look, Iron Will actually works. Shoot. That's why. Oh my god, please. The blood needs to disappear now. Oh, he didn't go that way. Oh, he didn't come down this hallway. Blessed. Please don't open this locker though, because I might actually cry. Okay, cool. I'm just gonna use the thingy here. Cool. Just gonna follow her. Ooh. Yeah, he was right there. Ooh, I don't know where she went. Oh, she went this way. I'm gonna be a little bit selfish here. Oh, did he see me? I'm sure he did. Oh! Through the bush. Legit through the bush. Oh, she left. Okay. 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 I see how it is. I do all this work. Yeah, you're not because you couldn't find me, could you? Oh, it's Vecna. Baby! Oh! No! Let's go. Crap. Where did I go? Where did I go? I'm going. What? I'm trying really hard not to cuss anymore, but that was really hard. I just cannot. I cannot right now. Yikes! What the heck? Sure. Sorry, sis. His aura is literally so large that there's basically nowhere I can go to where like I won't get tokens for distortion. Pretty freaking amazing. No thanks. Bye.
Alright, y'all, we love this location because it's really creepy. It is abandoned, but the history here is really fascinating as well. It opened up in the year 1951, and this was during the Korean War, and there was a need for a hospital in Yorktown because the nearest hospital would have been San Antonio. So I know a bunch of us have probably made that hour-and-a-half trek from San Antonio to Yorktown today. And so you can imagine if you had an injury or if you were severely hurt, you would have needed to make that trek. And it was just not safe for people. So they needed a hospital in this area. And the Catholic Church got together and they built this hospital. They used a number of fundraising strategies, including grants. They got the largest grant from the Ford Motor Company. But it was really a community kind of project. They engaged the community. They got as much money as they could to actually build the structure itself. So in 1951 they built it, and it was run by the Felician Sisters of the Roman Catholic Church. So they were really the ones that were running this place, making sure the operations were good. And it was open all the way from 1951 until 1986. 1986 it would shutter its doors as a hospital, but it would also reopen as a drug rehab facility. And so it was the drug rehab facility from 1986 up until 1992. Something that we think about is that, there has been the greatest traumas that people have experienced here. Imagine, going through a drug rehab program, or imagine losing somebody in this hospital. Those are some severe traumas that can stick around. But people have also experienced the greatest joys. And we have had people who have experienced childbirth here. And so this is really the entire spectrum of human emotion that has stuck around in this space and can really contribute to paranormal activity. And we believe that that is one of the reasons why it's considered to be haunted today. Another reason why we believe it's considered to be haunted is the high death count. In its entire use, it has been estimated that there are over 2,000 deaths on site here in this building, and that is unusually high. And we believe that that is connected to a high amount of malpractice and things like that. And we'll share a little bit more about that as we continue on the tour. But we just like to lay the foundation. 2,000 deaths is a lot for one particular structure in a small town like this. So perhaps another reason why the space is considered to be haunted. And people experience a number of different things inside the halls of Yorktown Memorial Hospital. People have seen full body apparitions, have heard things, have felt things. People have captured things using paranormal equipment. We will have equipment for you guys to check out tonight, so if during investigation time you can check those things out and then check them back in before you leave. We do ask during investigation time that we respect each other, we respect each other's spaces, and also, you know, it is important to try and remain as quiet as possible during investigation. We have some people who are trying to get some serious investigation going on tonight, and so we like to respect each other during that time frame. But I'll go ahead and hand it back over to Fred.
Yeah. One other thing that I do want to just safety that I forgot about, the chapel. Sometimes, because there is a lot of open space in there for insects to come in, we have noticed that sometimes wasps will come in, sometimes bees will come in, because they are attracted to the lights, to any of those kind of flashlights. And if you notice any flying insects in that chapel while you are doing investigation, all you have to do to get rid of them is turn off your lights, and I swear they will go away. I just want to point that out just because it is a safety thing. Every now and then we have experienced those bugs coming in and can be a little bit creepy, you know, especially when they're flying around you. One of the other things that I do want to point out to everybody here is that the city of Yorktown really doesn't want this building here. For a long time, they have wanted to see it go away. There has been campaigning since 2008 to have the building demolished. There are many local developers that would love to get their hands on the land and develop into something else. Although it is an interesting history, I think it's a history that a lot of folks in Yorktown don't really embrace. There was a lot of malpractice that happened here. A lot of folks experienced death here of family members, and it just doesn't seem like this is a place that a lot of the locals want to see around. And in fact, in 2010, in early 2010, there was a city administrator named Marcus Puente, and Marcus was really trying to get the building demolished, and he set up a whole bunch of legal traps for the owners, and the owner was able to prevail and keep the building the way it is, and we still have it to this day. But later that year, in December of 2010, Marcus Puente, he was enjoying a night out. He was out drinking, enjoying himself, and he probably had a little bit too much to drink. He left the bar, and he lost control of his vehicle when he left that bar, and he ended up crashing it. And he was ejected out of the vehicle, and guess where he fell in front of when he was ejected out? It was the hospital. He was actually ejected out of that vehicle right in front of the hospital, and he died here. It's a very strange and weird thing. It may be a coincidence, but I think it's very interesting when you have a man that really wanted to see this completely torn down, and then later that year he's just not alive anymore. He was also very young. He was like 23 years old when he died. He was the youngest city administrator that Yorktown ever had. So it's just kind of a bizarre fact that I think is important to share about the hospital. Are you guys ready to start checking it out for yourselves? All right, let's go ahead and go in. What we're going to do is we are going to go up. Sorry about that. We're going to go up to the top floor, and that's where we're going to start our tour. So as we go up, feel free to take a look at the rooms, so do all those kind of stuff once we're up there, and then I'll start sharing a little bit of history once everybody is upstairs together. All right, let's go. Y'all are welcome to walk around while you're up here and, you know, all that kind of stuff. Y'all are welcome to walk around, take photos. We'll get started with sharing the history once everybody gets up here. And we're actually going to stop right over here, you guys. Yeah, because that's going to be the next part, and I'll get trapped over here.
Oh, no, you're good. Cool.
Yeah. I'm going to bring y'all back. Thank you.
Yeah.
Feels really heavy.
As everybody comes up, please feel free to take photos, to peek your head into the rooms around you guys. There's also a living room up here. You're welcome to go inside of that space. You'll be able to hear the history in the living room area. Please feel free to roam around a bit while you're up here. We're just going to wait for everybody to get here.
The ceiling.
This is the hottest area of the hospital, usually this top floor. So just understand that if you are during your investigation time of this floor, make sure to drink a lot of water and just take care of yourself, because this is the area that gets the hottest. We're all here. Awesome. Okay, everybody, can you hear me down there?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, well, I want to share a little bit about this floor. This would have actually been kind of a special floor for the hospital. There would have been no patients on this floor at all. This is where the nuns would have lived. This is where the Felician nuns would have experienced their day-to-day life. They had bedrooms up here. They had community bathrooms here. They had a living room here. There is office space for them. Everything was pretty much up here. As you guys walk up the stairs, you might have noticed a bedroom. That bedroom was the Mother Superior's room. It would have faced Main Street of Yorktown, and that's where she would have been the entire time from the 1951 all the way into 1986. Now, this is an interesting floor for spirit communication. We have had some really profound conversations with spirit. One of the things that have come up a lot in spirit conversation is tattoos. Tattoos have been a very common subject that has come up. We've asked nuns about tattoos and how they feel about tattoos during spirit communication sessions, and we have constantly got the word sick or disgusting in reference to tattoos. If you guys actually saw the episode of Ghost Adventures here, that was a big thing for Zach. Zach came up here and he knew that the nuns did not really like tattoos, and he thought that he could come up here and take off his shirt and bare his tattoos for the nuns, and perhaps he would get scratched. So he used his tattoos as a trigger object, and he came up here, and it's a pretty famous episode because of that. We have a lot of folks that will ask us where Zach Bagans took off his shirt, and it is on this floor, so just so you guys know that. One of the experiences that I have had up here was during a spirit communication session. We were standing, if you guys are close to that bathroom over here, we were standing in front of that bathroom, and we were just doing a spirit communication session, trying to talk to any of the nuns that might have been up here. And all of a sudden, we asked, can you show us a sign that you're here? And that door that's propped up open right now, there's a stick, I think, that's propping it open. It just kind of snapped up, and the door slammed very, very hard in front of us. So it did show us a sign, and it was almost instantaneous as soon as we asked that question. Another instance, I had, before we ever kind of have any guests come into the hospital, we walk around the hospital. We make sure there's no homeless people sneaking in places, or, you know, people that aren't supposed to be here before we bring guests in. And so we usually will go floor by floor just checking. And as we do this, one day I decided I'm going to just kind of, you know, use my camera. I'm going to use a camera for a while and just kind of record. Maybe I can share some of this on Instagram or Facebook or whatever. And so I had done that, and the whole 3 floors I had gotten almost nothing. But up here I decided I was going to switch to an SLS camera. And I put the SLS camera on, and I began just kind of asking, you know, if anyone's here, can you show me that you're here? And I turn the corner into the living room, and I see a stick figure just waving right back at me. I thought that was interesting because I had that on for quite a bit. I had cameras on, rolling, and at this point, the only time I saw something is when I talked to them. So perhaps that can be something for you guys to think of during investigation time, to talk, to experience, to ask questions to the spirits here, because perhaps they may have a couple of answers for you guys. Any questions up here? All right, I'm going to come and bring us just right through here, and we're going to be going into the choir loft of the chapel.
I'll just tell the nurse magic marker. Oh my gosh. It said take some pictures. The number 2.
There are going to be 2 steps coming down. You guys to watch yourself. There's going to be 2 steps going down, everybody. Watch your step, everybody. There's 2 steps going down as you enter into the chapel. Watch your step as you enter the chapel. There are 2 steps to go. Hi everybody, you probably have a nice view of the chapel right here. This is the choir loft. Now the choir loft was particularly special for this organization, the Felician Nuns, because this is where they actually would have said their common prayer. So every morning, at noon, at dinner time, and right before they went to bed, they would meet here. They would say a series of prayers, and then they would depart from the space. It was a very, very active space for them. This is also where they would have actually experienced Mass. On this floor, we would have actually had no men up here. Men wouldn't have been really allowed up here. It was really just for the sisters. So if you were male and you were up here, this would have been something very rare that a man would have ever been allowed up here. This was really primarily a space for the nuns. On this floor, I did talk to you a little bit about spirit communication. We've gotten some really interesting things come back around the tattoos, but we've also gotten spirit communication around the prayers. So just people have recited the Psalms, different Psalms of the Bible, and almost had words repeated back from that Psalm. The Hail Mary, different prayers, stuff like that. We have had some really interesting EVPs where we'll hear two voices, even though there should only be one voice reciting it. So just want to share that with you. While we're up here, does anybody have any questions? Okay. Now what we're going to do next is we are going to go downstairs and you will be able to go into the main part of the chapel. But before we go through there, you might notice that there is a stairway that goes up. That stairway that goes up, there is kind of like a little sitting area up there if anyone wants to check it out during investigation time. It just provided rooftop access for the sisters and for, you know, any kind of repairs that needed to be made. It is not another floor, but you are welcome to check it out at your own leisure. We'll go ahead and start heading down here. Be careful going down this side.
I don't think that works, to be honest.
As we come inside the chapel, please feel free to grab a seat. There are pews that are up here. There are benches over here behind
I'm scared to put my weight on this.
This is the chapel of Yorktown Memorial. I always think this is a very important room because Yorktown has been a community for a long time, and there have been a lot of people who are still around to this day that would have come here for something, for either a birth, for a sickness, for a death, for something. And the chapel was particularly important because this was a place that you came with your hopes, your dreams, your fears, your grief, anything. So we've had all kinds of interesting experiences here. Everything from a shadow figure to also getting very clear EVPs, as well as having profound experiences on spirit boxes and these kinds of devices here. I have had a lot of luck by utilizing also the confessionals. The confessionals have had a lot of interesting activity around the confessionals and inside the confessionals if anyone wants to use those during investigation time. There's also two rooms back here. These are very small rooms, but we have a sacristy that was utilized just for communion. There's a little sink in there, supplies, and then we have a vestibule that was used for vestments and for dressing of the priest and these kinds of things. These rooms are accessible to you guys during investigation time. You're more than welcome to utilize any of those rooms. Now, this is where we're also going to be hosting a spirit communication session, and we're going to do that at midnight. And so during that spirit communication session, we're going to turn on several different pieces of equipment. We're going to get several of y'all to volunteer, and we are going to see perhaps what Spirit wants to share with us. And we'll share with you about all the different equipment, intro them, try to get you some knowledge of everything. of somebody's body after embalming, and the family wanted a new coffin for them, and so they offered this coffin to fill, and he brought it here to the hospital. That being said, I always have people that ask me, can I lay inside of it? Yes, you can. But let me tell you, there was a body that was in it that was leaking, and that's why it wasn't used.
Oh
So
my
if
gosh.
If you would like to use it, I will tell you, if you do use it, can you do me a favor and close it? If you get into it so it doesn't slam shut and scare somebody as they walk by it. So if you do decide to get in it, just close it. Okay. Now, what we are on is the first floor of the hospital. In a few minutes, I'm going to escort us down to where surgery was and to where the emergency room was and share with you about this floor. Now, this floor is really important for the story of the hospital in general, because this is the only floor there was patients on. This first main floor, we would have patients' rooms, we would have had surgery, we would have also had our emergency room, we would have labor and delivery. Everything was on this floor, as well as the cafeteria, all the food commissary, all of that was on this floor. And so when we think about 2,000 people dying from 51 to 86, it's not a big space for that many people to die. So keep that in mind as we walk down the hallways. I'm going to go ahead and get in front of you, and if you want to follow me out, we're going to walk all the way down to the emergency room. It's going to be a little dark.
It's getting dark.